You believe being agreeable makes you a good person. It's actually making people trust you less. Most people think that nodding along is the price of admission for belonging, that smoothing over differences is the bedrock of connection. The reality is far more complex and dangerous. A world filled with constant, abrasive disagreement would be unbearable, but a person who only ever agrees is a ghost, a mirror with no one behind it. Which are you? By the end of this, you might see your greatest social asset as your most profound liability. The argument for being agreeable seems airtight, it's pro-social, it's cooperative. On a primal level, our survival has always depended on the tribe's cohesion. The person who constantly creates friction, who questions every plan, who rocks the boat, that person gets left behind. In the modern world, this translates to being a team player. You get the promotion because you're easy to work with. You get invited to the party because you bring good vibes. You make your friends feel heard, and your partner feel supported. Your default setting is yes and, which fosters creativity and makes people feel psychologically safe to share their ideas. It feels good to make others feel good. You become the reliable one, the flexible one, the person everyone knows they can count on to help move the boxes or listen to a problem without judgment. You are the social lubricant that keeps the gears of relationships, families, and companies from grinding to a halt. This isn't weakness, it's a strategic, compassionate choice to prioritize harmony over ego. You are building bridges while others are busy building walls. The world needs more people like you. That sounds convincing, but a quiet corrosion starts the moment your agreement becomes automatic. People are smart. They are pattern recognition machines, and they start to notice. They notice you agreed with Sarah's plan to move the deadline up. Then they watch you agree with Mark's opposite plan to push it back. In that moment, a silent calculation runs in their head. Both of those agreements cannot be genuine. Which one was the lie? Or were they both? Your yes starts to lose its currency. A word that is always available has no value. It is no longer a signal of your support, it's a signal of your presence. An echo. People stop asking for your real opinion because they suspect you don't have one, or that you're unwilling to share it. Instead, they come to you for something else. Validation. You become a human mirror reflecting back whatever they want to see. This feels pleasant for a while. You get to be the source of endless affirmation, but it's a hollow victory. They don't trust you. They trust that you will tell them what they want to hear. You've become predictable in the worst way. Your support doesn't feel like a sturdy pillar they can lean on. It feels like a fog that will evaporate the moment a different opinion enters the room. You're not an ally. You're an accessory. And here's the paradox. The person who constantly agrees with you to win your trust is engaging in a form of deception. They are withholding their true perspective to manage your emotional state. They are treating you like a child who can't handle a different point of view. It's fundamentally condescending. You might like them in the moment, but a seed of doubt is planted. If they're curating their reality for my benefit, what else are they hiding? What are they saying when I'm not around? The person who agrees with their boss, their subordinate, and their rival on the same day is trusted by none of them. They are seen as a political operator, a weather vane spinning in the wind. Their friendliness is perceived as a mask, and people begin to wonder what's underneath. This breeds a unique kind of loneliness. You can be the most popular person in the room and have nobody who truly knows you because you've never allowed them to. You've traded the chance for genuine connection for the guarantee of shallow acceptance. Deep trust isn't built on shared positivity. It's forged in moments of constructive conflict. It's the friend who tells you you're making a huge mistake. It's the colleague who points out the fatal flaw in your brilliant plan. Their disagreement is a profound act of respect. It says, I trust you are strong enough to hear this. So, is the solution to become a contrarian? To argue every point and disagree for sport? Absolutely not. The person who reflexively says no is just as untrustworthy as the person who reflexively says yes. Both are predictable reactors, their positions defined by what others say. The contrarian isn't offering an authentic perspective, they're offering a programmed opposition. Their identity is built on being the one who disagrees, which is its own kind of prison. They don't make you feel stronger, they make you feel exhausted. Trust isn't found at either extreme. It's found in the person whose position comes from a stable internal core. The person whose yes means something, because their no is also a real possibility. Think of an experienced pilot. When the junior co-pilot says, "Looks clear to fly," the pilot's agreement is comforting. But if the pilot says, "No, I see icing on the wing, we're not going," that no isn't an act of aggression, it's an act of care. It's a gift of their expertise and perception. You trust that pilot more because their disagreement saved you. Their no was born from principle and experience, not from mood or a desire for conflict. This is the hidden value of principled disagreement. It's a stress test. A team full of agreeable people is a recipe for groupthink and catastrophic failure. They will smile and nod their way right off a cliff. The history of business is littered with the corpses of companies like Kodak and Nokia, organizations filled with smart people who were too afraid or too conditioned to challenge the dominant consensus. The person who raises their hand and says, "Are we sure about this?" isn't being negative. They're providing the most vital function on any team, a second pair of eyes. They're introducing cognitive diversity. They're forcing the group to defend its assumptions. That friction, that momentary discomfort, is what sharpens a good idea into a great one. It's what prevents a bad idea from becoming a disaster. We pay consultants millions of dollars for the express purpose of disagreeing with us, of telling us what we cannot see ourselves. Yet we often punish that very behavior in our own friends, families, and colleagues. This reveals the heart of the problem. We say we want honesty, but we often reward conformity. The fear of speaking up is real and justified. Disagreement carries an immediate social cost. You risk being labeled as difficult, argumentative, or not a team player. You might get passed over for a promotion or slowly frozen out of a friend group for killing the vibe. The messenger who brings bad news is often shot, even if the news is true and vital. Humans are wired with a deep primal need to belong, and ostracism feels like a death sentence to our nervous system. Every time you open your mouth to disagree, you are taking a gamble. You are betting that the person you're speaking to values the truth more than they value their own comfort. It's a terrifying bet to make. So most people don't. They choose the perceived safety of silence, the temporary comfort of blending in, but that safety is an illusion. There is another cost, one that is quieter, but far more corrosive. The cost of self-abandonment. Every time you bite your tongue when you have something to say, every time you nod when you want to scream, every time you say it's fine when it is absolutely not fine, a small part of your self-respect dies. You are teaching yourself that your voice doesn't matter, your needs are secondary, your perspective is worthless. This internalizes, it becomes a knot of resentment in your gut, a feeling of being an imposter in your own life. You start to feel like a supporting character, reciting lines written by others. This leads to burnout, anxiety, and depression. Or it builds until it can no longer be contained and it erupts. The easygoing friend who suddenly has a dramatic falling out. The loyal employee who abruptly quits in a blaze of fury. Their explosion looks sudden and irrational to the outside world, but it was a long, slow burn, the result of 1,000 tiny concessions, 1,000 moments of choosing external harmony over internal integrity. That is the true, brutal trade-off. Every single day, you are choosing between the risk of social rejection and the certainty of self-erasure. So you stand at a crossroads. One path is smooth, paved with smiles and nods. It promises acceptance and a lack of conflict. But the further you walk it, the more you fade. You become a reflection, a ghost, liked by many, but trusted by none, least of all yourself. The other path is rocky. It demands courage. It guarantees friction and requires you to risk rejection in the name of your own truth. It's a harder road, but it's the only one where your yes has any weight. It's the only one where connection can be forged from respect instead of convenience. Where do you draw the line? At what point does being a good friend or a team player become a form of self-betrayal? Look at the people you trust most in your life. The ones you would call at 3 a.m. Are they the ones who only tell you what you want to hear? Or are they the ones who love you enough to tell you the truth?